Hello everyone and welcome back to the Political Pulse Show. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Yes, it's 2025. Donald Trump has taken the oath of office. But still, it's never too early to start talking about the next presidential election. We're just having fun on this channel on an off day doing some hypotheticals here. In terms of the Democrat bench, we've discussed this at length. It's weak. Alright, it's relatively weak. You have some people who will A, never be able to make it out of a primary because they're too bland, B, be atrocious candidates, even if they're polling well, including names like Kamala Harris, and C, other more outlandish selections as well, who probably also will never win their party's nomination. I kind of wanted to discuss this because there are so many people, mainly on the far left, who are like, oh, we need to run AOC in 2028. The fact is that she's technically being floated as a potential contender. Many articles have been written about her because she's, big on social media or something like that, and that's supposed to generate a lot of interest. They claim she's going to be formidable, but she's really not, in my opinion. She does play well to the Democrat far left base, and that's just going to vote Democrats anyways. Or maybe even to some of those Green Party people. But beyond that, she's not really a very strong candidate. She supports a lot of far-left unpopular policies. Someone like Vance could, in turn, take the populist element of support away while not having the far-left policies. With his strong borders, America First foreign policy, and more, he'd probably do very well in an election against her. And yes, I believe Vance is likely going to be the Republican nominee. So, in today's video, we're going to fill out an election map between Vance and AOC, assuming she were to ever get the nomination, which I don't believe she will. AOC has been kind of quiet lately. She made a lot of waves back in like 2019, but she said a lot of things that are just going to be plain walked off by the coverage. She's someone that's woke, and they're trying to say, oh, she's moving away from that. No, she's not. I don't know who genuinely believes that. She supports policies that are economically unpopular, even if they sound good on paper. When it comes to Vance, he's intelligent enough to provide solutions that can effectively counter her platform. Overall, I think he would do very well in this election. He would win every state that Trump won in 2020 by 10 points or less, plus Maine's 2nd district. In my opinion, this would just display Democrats essentially giving up on the election, especially because I don't think she'd do too well with donors. So let's break it down. AOC would do well in California, Oregon, and Washington. She'd likely win those states by 10 points or more. She'd also win Colorado, Massachusetts, Maryland, DC, Vermont, Maine's 1st district, and Hawaii by similar margins. But that's pretty much it for her safe column, in my opinion. On the other hand, Vance would win Arizona by over 5 points, closer to 10. He'd also take Nevada, probably just over 5 points. Pennsylvania, I think Vance could win it by more than 5 points as well, along with North Carolina. Some people will say this is outlandish, but if you look at the popularity of AOC's policies, her weak on crime stance, and some of the wacky things she said, it's just not going to play out well for her. She had more of a foot in the door with the Green New Deal stuff than Kamala Harris. But it didn't really work for Harris in Pennsylvania, and it'd be even worse for AOC. Maybe you could argue she generates some younger enthusiasm, but Vance also plays well to the younger base. Then you look at states like Illinois, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. They'd vote blue, but by less than 10 percentage points. In terms of the lean states, I think Vance would win Michigan by over 2 points. He's from the Midwest and has a lot of Midwestern appeal. In Wisconsin, AOC might do well in places like Dane County, Madison, and Ann Arbor, the far-left bastions. But in the rural areas, suburbs, and exurbs, Vance probably makes inroads. I think Vance would also win Georgia by a lean margin. While certain parts of Atlanta have moved left in recent years, especially the southern suburbs, Vance would still prevail overall. New York will likely stay in the Democrat column, but I think it'd be very close, especially if Vance highlights the failures of AOC's agenda. In Nebraska's 2nd district, Vance would win, as far-left candidates typically don't do well there. As for New Hampshire, I think Vance's Ivy League appeal, combined with his Middle America appeal, would allow him to take the state. In Virginia, I think AOC would really bottom out in a place like Northern Virginia if she were the nominee. Vance could win Virginia as well. That leaves us with Minnesota and New Mexico. Minnesota is a far-left bastion, and the far left has a very large ceiling there. You see it with figures like Keith Ellison winning statewide races. It'd be close. But Minnesota is a weird state. They like weird candidates, and AOC might perform better there than a generic Democrat. In New Mexico, AOC might be able to stop the bleeding among Hispanic voters, but not by much. I don't think she'd do significantly better with them than Kamala Harris. She'd likely win New Mexico, but only because she'd turn out enough liberal whites in the state. So, in a right-wing populist versus left-wing socialist matchup, it's clear who the winner would be. J.D. Vance would be able to posture himself as a Trump successor while exploiting AOC's weaknesses and past statements. Flip-flopping doesn't work. It didn't work for Kamala Harris, Mitt Romney, or John Kerry. Just digs a hole deeper. So, in my map, it's 346 electoral votes for Vance and 192 for AOC. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button to be notified of future videos. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.